Chapter 3. Chapter 3. Just trying to think of a creative way to introduce Chapter 3. And I just can't think of it. Can't figure it out. I guess here's a tricycle. Has 3 wheels. Chapter 3. Does that help me? I don't know. Well, I guess there's some angles in there, some lines. We are talking about lines and angles. Ooh, and if you look at the spokes in this wheel, we've got some perpendicular lines. They make some 90-degree angles. So we are talking about perpendicular lines. Ooh, there's some parallel lines too. You know what? This chapter is about parallel and perpendicular lines. So, I guess that'll work. So, welcome to chapter 3. And we are going to talk about parallel and perpendicular lines and also some angles that we find when we look at those types of lines. Ooh, there's some parallel lines in that flag. And there's some perpendicular lines. So, welcome. Yay. Hey there, Chase.
Hi.
What you working on?
Archery.
All right, cool. Looks like you're pretty good at it, huh?
They're after me.
Huh. Okay. All right. Well, Well, it looks like you left everything out here, but whoa! This actually is pretty helpful.
Yeah, it is. Cool.
So this actually really helps me out with this lesson. So, all right. Hope he's okay though. But anyway, this right here, we have 2 lines, and the lines are formed by the bow, those white strings, and then there is a green line that passes through both of them, and that's called the transversal. Okay, so the arrow is called the transversal. And then we have 8 angles, and that's pretty handy because we need to talk about angles. So there are a few different types of pairs of angles that we will discuss. The first one is corresponding angles. Okay, and corresponding angles are angles that are both on the same side of the transversal and also on the same side of the other 2 lines. So for instance, if you look at angles 1 and 5, they are both to the left of the transversal, and they are both above the other 2 lines. So those are called corresponding angles. Do you see any other pairs of corresponding angles? You're right. Angle 3 and angle 7, angle 2 and angle 6, and angle 4 and angle 8. Those are all pairs of corresponding angles. The next one is called alternate interior angles. And alternate interior angles are on opposite sides of the transversal. So one's on the right, one's on the left, and they're between the 2 lines. Okay, and one is up and one is down basically. So like 3 and 6 would be a pair of alternate interior angles, and also 4 and 5. Okay, and then we have something called alternate exterior angles, which, you guessed it, it's basically the same thing, except exterior means outside. So they're on opposite sides of the transversal, but outside of the two lines. So, can you guess an angle pair that would be alternate exterior angles? That's right, 2 and 7, and angles 1 and 8. Perfect. And then we have one more, and they are same side interior angles. Okay, and that means they are on the same side of the transversal, but between the two lines. Okay, so that would be like angles 3 and 5, and angles 4 and 6. So there we go. Chase set me up for this one, so I'll have to thank him. So, since we know that when the lines are parallel and cut by a transversal, the corresponding angles are congruent, alternate interior angles are congruent, and alternate exterior angles are congruent, and same side interior angles are supplementary, do you think you could set up equations to solve these two problems? Pause your video and give it a shot. So for this problem, the two labeled angles are corresponding, so we're going to set them equal to each other. Okay, and then we solve and we get x is equal to 22. And then we need to plug the 22 back in to one of them. Okay, and we get 110. But the problem is asking us for the measure of angle ABC. So if this angle is 110, then this angle has to be 70 because they are supplementary. And for this problem, these angles are same side interior angles. They're not congruent. They're supplementary. So I'm going to add them together and set them equal to 180. And then solve and get 15. So I'll plug 15 back in here because we're looking for the measure of angle ABC. And we get 60 degrees for the measure of angle ABC. Okay, which would make this angle 120. And if you check, that's correct because they're supplementary. 60 plus 120 equals 180. Great job. We can also prove that lines are parallel by showing that alternate interior angles are congruent and so on.
Now that you've had practice, I'm sure that you will always be on point and right on target. I told you I was cheesy.